Hello and welcome to our Event Dashboard Plus webinar. Event Dashboard Plus is our latest feature designed to streamline your event and competition setup processes. I'm going to show you how to enable Event Dashboard Plus in your account and explain what each of the different widgets functionality is. Let's get started with enablement. Within your customer center, you can click on Customer Settings and Default Event Dashboard. Within here are the 7 widgets that you can enable. Now, you may not need to enable them all. This all depends on which style of events you most commonly create. And as we move through the webinar, the functionality of each widget will become clearer, and you can decide which are applicable for you or not. To enable each widget, simply tick the box that you wish to enable. And we are done. There is no save button on this screen. You can then navigate back to the customer center. Then, when you access any event within your Golf Genius account from now on, you'll be greeted with a new event dashboard. Let's go and take a look. As you can see, the interface has completely changed from what you were used to. On the left-hand side, we now have our Event Dashboard Plus flow with the 7 steps to creating your competitions and events from scratch. First up, we have the event settings widget. Here, we have some basic event settings, which you can change and customize to suit your needs. We have the default gender. You can choose male or female. This essentially means that if a player doesn't have a gender, they will be assigned this for score posting and for tee selection. Here, we can choose the rounds and the dates that we want to manage for score posting. So we can choose whether this round is acceptable or non-acceptable in the eyes of WHS score posting, and whether we want to automatically post these scores at the end of the round date. Now, as you can see, as I move through this dashboard, these settings are automatically saving upon my click. I can also change the name of the event here. And again, that will automatically save. Scrolling down the event settings widget, we have round signups, where we can enable open tee times if applicable. This will allow you to create a tee sheet within Golf Genius. For those of you using a third-party tee booking system like BRS or Lightspeed, you do not need to use this step. As we move through the Event Dashboard Plus settings, we have the tee sheet integration section where you can import your tee sheet from another supplier. On the right-hand side, we can set our course and tee using the pairings widget. We can choose the tee sheet size or no tee sheet if you are using a roll-up. We can also choose our preferred course and tee, the number of holes that we're going to play, all 18, front 9, back 9. And if we carry on moving down, we can set our handicap limits using handicap index, playing handicap for male and female. Really useful for open competitions. Often there is a handicap limit in open competitions or club championships. And on the right-hand side, we can set some scoring parameters. So do we want to enable the in relation to par settings for Stapleford competitions? Yes or no? And some other display options for the leaderboard. At the bottom, you can choose your course card. If you've only got one golf course, it will always default to your golf course, and you do not need to do anything further on this page. Next up, we have our registration and players widget. This is particularly important if you want to create event registration and take bookings in advance, or maybe if you're running a roll-up style event, you might want to take bookings on the day of the competition. So to enable registration, we have now simplified the flow here. You can tick the box to enable registration. You may want to enable registration with credit card payments and set charges, entrance fees. Here we have a player limit. So you can say, this competition, we're only going to allow the first 60 players to enter, something like that. We do have a wait list, a pending wait list. And at the bottom here, we can choose our registration setup. So is it a members event? Is it an open event? Or is it a mixture of both? On the right-hand side, we can determine here whether we want to enable it just to be members and guests, or just guests. And then the numbers here refer to how many people that register can enter at the time of registration. So 1-on-1 would be just myself entering the competition. Perhaps we may want to do 1 and 2, which might be a pairs competition. Or we might even want to do a team competition, okay, and allow up to 3 or 4 people to register at once. Scrolling down this widget, we have the registration opens and closes options. So if you click into these boxes, you can determine when the competition is open for registration. So let's just do 2 p.m. on the 17th of July. If it's a roll-up competition, you may want to close it on the same day as well. So we may want to close it at, say, 7 p.m. on the 17th of July. However, if this is an event where you're taking bookings far in advance of your round date, we may want to close this, let's say, at the end of September at 7 p.m. Gives you a nice booking window there for players to register into your event. At the bottom, you can set an eligibility criteria. This may be by gender, say male only, female only. You may want to do handicap index range and set a maximum handicap range of, say, 20. Okay. We also have age available where you can enter the minimum or maximum age. Next up, we have our rounds widget. This is a very simple widget, not too much functionality on this page. If you have a round added already, a round date, it will be displayed here. You can remove it on the right-hand side if you need to by clicking the remove button. And if you need to add in a new round, you can simply click add round, choose the round date, and that will add it into your event. If you need to add in multiple rounds, maybe it's a 2-day club championships or a summer league, or an event that takes place over multiple rounds, you can simply click add round, choose the date that you need, and you can keep adding in your rounds nice and straightforward into your event like so. Now we have the divisions and flights widget. Here we can create our event divisions or our flights at the bottom of the page. Let's start with divisions. If we click add new division, you can create your event divisions from within this window. We give you the options on the left-hand side to either manually create your divisions, use a custom field such as gender. We also have options by handicap index and playing handicap. Now in this demo, we're going to focus on handicap index. And in here, we can choose 2 options. We either have number of golfers per division, where we can evenly divide the field by 5 or 6 or whatever it may be. And we also have number of divisions. So we could say to Golf Genius that we want 3 divisions for this competition. So I've put in 3 there. We also want it to automatically refill when golfers enter. They will be added into the correct division based on their handicap index in this example. You are able to choose the division name. Some of our customers call them divisions. Some of them call them classes. They may call them gold, silver, and bronze. It's entirely up to you, and you can rename your divisions accordingly. Next up, we can enter our division boundaries. So in this example, I'm going to put the index up to 12. Then we'll do 21 and up to 54 in Division 3. On the right-hand side, we are able to set a course and tee per division. This would allow you to have, say, Division 1 and 2 maybe off the white tees and Division 3 off the yellow tees, if you wish. When we press save, these divisions will be added into our event, and any golfers that are already in the event will be allocated into the correct division. If there are none, when they enter the competition on the day or in advance, they will be allocated into the correct division. The 5th available widget within Event Dashboard Plus is the tee sheet widget. Here, you can create a simple tee sheet, you can do a draw, or you can connect your round up to BRS or Lightspeed, whichever you need to do. From here, let's just run through a quick demo. We can choose our rounds here. So in this example, we've created a 3-round event, and you are able to link certain rounds to BRS or to your third-party tee booking supplier. You can turn on the daily sync and you can press import pairings, which will bring through any bookings that you may have. In this example, though, we're going to use round 1 and we are going to create pairings. This will use the 5 golfers that we've already got added into our competition and create a tee sheet for us like so. Okay, from here, we can move players around if we need to. The functionality that already exists within Golf Genius is available within the Event Dashboard Plus, keeping you within Event Dashboard. You can set the tee time and you can set the courses on the right-hand side. As we move through Event Dashboard Plus, we reach the Tournaments widget. From here, we can create multi-round tournaments or single-round tournaments. A single-round tournament, you will choose which round you want to create your tournament for. And you can go into the normal interface to create your tournaments. None of the functionality here has been lost from the wider Golf Genius product. It's now all within Event Dashboard Plus, and you can create any tournament that you wish. Simply work down the screen, and at the bottom, you have your save button. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cancel this first, and then we'll take a look at the multi-round tournament option as well. Now, because we've added 3 rounds into this event, the multi-round tournament option becomes available. And effectively, we can link those 3 rounds together by creating a 3-round club championships or a mini summer league. It's entirely up to you. The final widget within Event Dashboard Plus is your import golfers widget. From here, you can import golfers into your event from your master roster, or you can add golfers manually. In this example, we already have 5 golfers that have been entered, and we can manage these 5 golfers here. You can see their basic details, and if you need to remove them from the event, you are able to do so. If we want to add in any other players, there is a search bar where we can find the player that we wish to add. Or we can simply add golfers manually, and we can work through the data fields that are available on screen and add in our golfers. That concludes our Event Dashboard Plus webinar. We hope you found that useful. If you do have any questions about anything that you've seen in this webinar, please reach out to your local account manager or use the Golf Genius support channels.